What Trump is doing now with his executive order to deport people who are accused of anti-Semitism, people who have been protesting Israeli or Zionist brutality and genocide and ethnic cleansing in Palestine at U.S. universities, are now at risk for being deported. And granted, these are still foreigners, people who are not American citizens, who will be deported. But this will also put pressure on institutions of knowledge, colleges, to suppress speech. This is no different than 4 years ago when Biden and company started restricting Americans' free speech in the name of disinformation. This is what every government does, and we have to be cognizant of George Washington's farewell warning about how liberty dies. Liberty dies by two political parties constantly fighting with each other until people seek safety and end to the madness by giving absolute power to one individual. It doesn't matter what party he's from. George Washington says, whoever's lucky enough to get that will take that kind of power and abuse it. So now President Trump has decided to come with an executive order that whoever is not from this country but is studying in this country and is accused of anti-Semitism, meaning they protest Israel, not hating Jewish people because they're Jewish people, because anyone protesting Israel does not hate Jewish people just because they're Jewish, right? Because there are so many Jewish people in these protests, right? There are hundreds of Jewish people that got arrested in the United States for protesting this. There are Jewish academics like Noam Chomsky and Norman Finkelstein and Mate Gabor and Miko Pellet and tons of them who are constantly speaking out against Israeli genocide and crimes. So nobody hates these people because they stand for justice. Nobody cares that they're Jewish. So opposing Israel is not anti-Semitism. It is opposing genocide. It is opposing ethnic cleansing. It is opposing systemic racism. It is opposing colonialism. But for whatever reason, under whatever pressure President Trump found himself in, he now is doing the same thing that Biden did during COVID. And Biden did it in the name of fighting disinformation, and Trump is doing it in the name of fighting anti-Semitism. And both of them are violations of the First Amendment, or of the truest nature of the First Amendment, that we can say whatever we want without government having the power to censor us in any kind of way. So for now, Trump is kind of working around that by only targeting people who are foreigners, but he is also putting pressure on colleges, which is absolutely unconstitutional. They are essentially banning speech. And in this case, just like that bill that went through Congress, I don't know what happened to it, about who gets to define what anti-Semitism is, and they just pretty much, they farmed that out to some organization who has a website that they can update at any time to include whatever they want to mean anti-Semitism. They are restricting free speech. And this is only toward Israel. So just like George Washington warned us in his farewell address, is that foreign powers are going to try to involve us and rule us through influence operations, just like the one Israel has been conducting in the United States of America for the last however many years, decades. They've had spies. They've tried false flag attacks like USS Liberty. And everything is coming to a front, but they are still working within the government itself now because they can't stop it through propaganda. Now they're trying to violate our laws here in the United States of America, so we cannot talk bad about a foreign country. And every American should think about that. Read George Washington's farewell address and read where he talks about foreign influence and how foreign influence develops and how that is the biggest concern for every truly independent patriot. That is the words that he uses. He says that every truly independent patriot should be concerned about foreign influence. And that is what's happening. That is what happened under Biden administration, and now it's happening under the Trump administration as well. So it doesn't matter who the president is. Every American should think about this.